Greetings, Grapple fans. It's Mike Quackenbush here on Free Match Monday. And given the recent announcement by our Director of Fun regarding the upcoming Cybernetico 7-Man Army event, I thought it might be apropos to take a look back at when the relationship between Chikara and Beyond Wrestling took a most unexpected and somewhat tragic turn.
Teaming together for the very first time as a trio, Dasher, Boomer, and Angela Setti, the so-called Millennium Throwbacks, will go 3-on-3 against the Raiders of the Beyond. Only one team will advance into Night 2 of King of Trios 2018. And as is customary before the matches of the Throwbacks, I think in all configurations going back over the years, the pre-game huddle taking place right now in the ringside area.
Hey, yeah, I'm the dirty daddy.
Mr. Touchdown and Dasher Hatfield, a lot of experience as a tag team. They reigned as Campeones de Parejas back in 2014. They won those belts. It was up in Revere, Massachusetts, over the Pieces of Hate in a simply terrific wrestling match. Held on to that for a good chunk of 2014, did Dasher and Touchdown. It is worthy of note that Dasher and Touchdown at least have been to the finals of King of Trios. They have never won a King of Trios tournament. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelisetti, making certain he's got the attention of the Chikarmi here.
King of Trios, welcome to Touchdown City!
Our boys would love to come home with a King of Trios victory. Just thinking about it, previous 3 tournaments have all been won by, you might argue, our non-Chikara teams. Team representing AAA in Mexico were victorious right here in Easton. Also saw the Sendai girls from Japan victorious here at King of Trios. Last year, when the tournament was held in Wolverhampton, England, the British Strong Style boys of Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, and Pete Dunne went home with the medallions. It's been quite some time since we've seen a home team bring it home at King of Trios, and I like these throwbacks. Boomer, Dasher, and Mr. Touchdown, the Millennium Throwbacks, might be the ones to bring it home for Chikara. In order to do so, they must get past the Raiders of the Beyond, the giant Brian Malonis. The very obnoxious Cameron Zagami. Chris Dickinson's a real powerhouse, freakishly strong individual. That's part of what makes him such a great matchup for Dasher. Sign of disrespect from Zagami, who backpedaled very, very quickly from Boomer Hatfield. In the very few matches he's had, Boomer's been incredibly impressive. Made a name for himself at a Beyond Wrestling event in the summer months, American Rana 18, the biggest event in that promotion's history. Boomer Hatfield was on stage. In fact, now that I think about it, that was his pro wrestling debut.
It's good to be Cam. Awkwardly quiet.
Cameron Zagami about to collar and elbow tie up with Boomer Hatfield, who is by far the lightest and the least experienced wrestler in this match. Like Danger Hawk, who we saw back in the opener, Boomer Hatfield has fewer than 10 professional wrestling matches experience. I don't know what Zagami is trying to do here. He's triggered a tag, of course, by going to the floor. Chris Dickinson's a very dangerous individual. Like I mentioned, freakishly strong is Dickinson. That's what makes him such a great opponent for Dasher Hatfield. We saw at Clan Feuds back in July, I think Bryce Remsburg, our director of fun, and our senior official, of course, as well, did such a great job putting those matches together. And although Chikara ultimately won the best-of-5 series, it was strange to see somebody come in from the outside like that and just manhandle Dasher Hatfield, who's admittedly had a little bit of a frustrating go of late. About 9 months ago, he came very, very close to winning the Grand Championship from Juan Francisco de Coronado at the Wrestle Factory. And then after winning the Tag World Grand Prix, alongside Mr. Touchdown, came very, very close to capturing the Campeonatos from the closers, but it's been close but no cigar. Handful of times here for Dasher Hatfield. Maybe King of Trios 2018 would be just the right salve on that wound. Keep your eye on Boomer Hatfield, who accelerates things with La Cazadora. Sends Dickinson into the corner, goes to the middle strand, and comes right out. Took him over with an Alita, the Mexican wing, a tricep style arm drag. Full stop with the Quebradora, the 360 backbreaker, and now stretching out Boomer Hatfield. His 18th birthday just passed about a month ago. Flips him around onto his feet. Boomer able to avoid some harm there, up and around. Down the back, he's got him! Oh, he had a nice double leg Nelson. He held Dickinson down for 2. Follows up with a drop kick. Boomer has a great advantage coming from a wrestling family. Wrestling kind of runs in his blood, as we say, and he's also just been exposed to professional wrestling for years and years and years. Our longtime fans remember him from Supper with the Hatfields, a YouTube series that started filming about 6.5 years ago when Boomer, of course, was considerably younger. He's just been around pro wrestling his whole life.
You're a horrible father.
Dasher Hatfield's not going to take kindly to that. Anybody has a cross word to say to his baby boy, Boomer, who I guess, to be fair, is not so baby. I just like the alliteration of it. Whoa! He leapfrogged all the way over. Look at Malonis! Malonis went tumbling right through. Yeah, that boy can move. He's a gigantic man. No one bigger in King of Trios 2018 than Brian Malonis. He tips the scales in such a way that Dasher Hatfield can't tip him with a double wrist clutch drag. He sends him into the corner one more time, up and over. Dasher was trying to get a head scissor. Malonis just blocked it. Blocked it with his right arm and then picked him up into a power slam, but before he can... No, he wasn't able to snap him down. Dasher wiggled out the back door and is fighting to get an abdominal stretch on. He is not able to fully grapevine the massive left leg of Malonis, and that's how Malonis was able to hip toss his way out. Right in the corner he goes. Tag to Dickinson. This is the matchup I am most intrigued to see, fans. Dickinson and Dasher one more time. They tore it up back at Clan Feuds in July. Dasher setting up his step-cousin-in-law perfectly. Expect to see well-coordinated tag team offense from Angela Setti and Hatfield. The senior, Dasher. Charges Dickinson with authority, back into the turnbuckle. Mark Angelisetti now drives the wind right into the midsection. Creates some separation with a backflip and then ran into the upturned boot. Gonna give it a second go. He's caught him up on the turnbuckle. Dickinson out the back door and just fell on his face. Low-flying face crusher, quick to cover. I like that. Very aggressive on the pinning combination. Don't give Dickinson a chance to breathe because he's about as dangerous as any man in this tournament. Or woman for that matter. Woo! Knife edge chop echoing off every wall of the Palmer Center. Home once again to King of Trios for the 4th or 5th time in the long history of this tournament. Feels so good to be back here at the Funplex, calling the action for you live as Mr. Touchdown couldn't keep a grip on him. Simple as that. Send him all the way over the top rope, crashing out to the floor. Zagami was primed and Touchdown was ready. Cam from the middle rope flies backwards with an elbow. That one would make Marty Jannetty proud. Kicking away at the grand champion of Chikara is former Young Lions Cup champion Cameron Zagami. That cup can only be held by wrestlers age 25 or younger. Boomer Hatfield just disappeared right. Oh, I see what's going on now. Chris Dickinson has Boomer Hatfield. Tossed him onto the apron of the ring out by the steel framework. Boomer is back in the ring and Touchdown is out. Here's what Beyond Wrestling is up to. The Raiders of the Beyond have decided they're going to isolate Boomer Hatfield, and it's obvious why. He is the least experienced. He also weighs the least. He'll be the easiest to take advantage of in the ring and exploit. They will isolate him. That's why they threw touchdown out to the floor the minute Boomer was between the ropes, because they have effectively triggered a tag. And now, Boomer Hatfield is in the very wrong part of town. He's as far from his family members and partners as he can possibly get inside that ring.
Is this your boy? Is this your boy?
I don't know if you want to go gaslighting Dasher Hatfield, Brian. That might be a decision you will live to regret. Proud Papa Dasher Hatfield leading the chant and the charge for Boomer Hatfield. Fight, boom, fight. He is, oh boy, just in a terrible, terrible spot. Belly to back suplex. This could be it.
Kid, this is King Trio, kid. Let's go. This is called discipline.
Chorus of boos ringing out from the members of the CHIKARA Army on hand for the biggest tournament in all of pro wrestling. By the time tonight is done, 48 different professional wrestlers will have taken the ring, 24 of them advancing into tomorrow night's quarterfinal round. And Chris Dickinson trash-talking, trying to intimidate Boomer Hatfield. Boomer's not easily intimidated. This kid has got the heart of a lion. If you couldn't tell, he just showed it. And he tried to just scoot right through Dickinson's legs. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. Hatfield the Jr. still in this one. Powerbombed down to the mat, kicking out before the count of 3. Tough spot for Dasher. Watching this going on from outside the ring, I wonder how long he'll be able to maintain his relative composure while the Kingpin Brian Malonis.
He's not all right. He'll be fine.
Talk about the different dynamics in the teams at King of Trios. There's no team with the dynamic of the Throwbacks. Boomer had the presence of mind to get out of the way before the hip attack of Malonis reached his waiting skull. Belly to back suplex one more time. No, I spoke too soon. Boomer has flipped out of the way, and he's tried to make it through the legs of Malonis. But Malonis still has a grip on him. When he winged him, glancing blow, but it was enough. Zagami is not about to let Boomer get out. The Raiders of the Beyond know that their strategy hinges on keeping Boomer in the ring. To the ropes he goes. Clothesline just a little too high. Belly-to-belly suplex from Boomer. It didn't have a whole lot of elevation, but it might be just enough to buy him precious seconds to get to his corner. Tag Uncle Mark. Tag your dad. Here comes Dasher. Waist lock. Dragging Zagami all the way back to the grand champion of CHIKARA, who just unloads with stiff hands for both members of the Raiders of the Beyond in the turnbuckle. And Zagami, just got mugged. Beautiful one-footed dropkick. Mr. Touchdown, great-looking power slam. And Mark's not done yet. Keep your eyes on the grand champion of CHIKARA, this terrific young athlete. He avoided the collision with the turnbuckle, dips his shoulder. Zagami up. Zagami's down. Folding press to Angela Setti. Dickinson at the last second prevents the pin. Known for the Pazuzu bomb. That might be what he's looking for. He won't get a chance. Touchdown, escape by sliding right out the back door. He's trying to break down that left arm of Dickinson, looking for the end zone. He's got it. He's got the end zone on. This is how he won the Grand Championship of CHIKARA. This is how he made Juan Francisco de Coronado tap out at CHIKARAsaurus Rex. The end zone. Oh! Underneath all of Brian Malonis. He might have just broken Mark's arm. The way Mark was holding on to end zone there, I don't think he thought Malonis was going to do it. Mark is clutching that arm while Dasher going to work on the Kingpin. Oh no, he caught him with one arm. Brian Malonis just swung Dasher Hatfield around with one arm, like the old-timey King of Swing, with some moldy bag of tangerines. And now Brian Malonis, with a sadistic smirk, he was climbing the turnbuckle, but Boomer Hatfield just came to his dad's rescue. Boomer fighting from the heart here. I don't think fighting from the brain. The biggest weight disparity between any two competitors in this whole tournament is in the ring right now. And with Boomer Hatfield hanging on, Brian Malonis has scooped up Mr. Touchdown, drove him into the mat with a slam. He's just trying to break the grip of Boomer. And it's only a matter of time until he does it. Oh no. Oh! The wrecking ball that is Brian Malonis may have just won this match for the Raiders of the Beyond, if not for Dasher Hatfield. Charging in, Dasher, toss that huge man over the top rope. Chris Dickinson comes flying right in like a missile. Swung too out of the clothesline. Kick from Boomer Hatfield. He stung him. He stung him with it. You could see Dickinson shaking off the cobwebs quick. Hooked up all near the rope. Oh, he's got him. He held him. Oh! Excuse me, fans. Chris Dickinson and Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelicetti, fell backwards over the top rope while locked in an interlocked front chancery, which you use to build a suplex. And I heard Mr. Touchdown cry out, and I could tell from the angle that they came down. So our senior official, Bryce Remsburg, also acting director of fun here, has just sounded the bell, and we will wait for the official word.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I see our ringside physician. It's Dr. Frank Romascavage, longtime ringside doctor in the Pennsylvania area. There you heard the official word from Preston Blathers, our master of ceremonies here at King of Trios, and there's no other way to say it, a most unfortunate result, as obviously something very serious has happened to our grand champ. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angela, said he was being tended to here at the ringside area. There's a lot of just general confusion and chaos.
King of Trios 2018!
It's rare you'll catch me speechless, fans, but this is one of those moments, I'm sorry to say.